As I said, in my top 10 favourite films of 2023, I cannot believe that we have got to the to April basically without me posting this list, but it's definitely better late than never. This is a much requested video, one that I post every year. This is my top 10 least favourite films of 2023. Welcome back, or if you are new here, welcome. My name is Katrina and I make bookish content here on this channel every week and then movie reviews here at the weekend. All of my movie reviews are spoiler free and I will leave a playlist of my reviews linked here because all of the films I'm going to talk about today I have done a full review of. Some of these I walked out of and all of those reviews are full and spoiler free as to why I walked out of them. Yes, we have 10 least favourite films, and these are films which I saw in the cinema, and these are films which I saw in 2023. I don't always do a separate video for these ones, but it's been a couple of weeks since I've managed to get to the cinema, and so it's the perfect time to make these two for you. So, the first one will come as no surprise because the first movie in this franchise series, whatever you want to call it, made my top 10 list of whatever year that was that came out. I know I saw it in Denver, so potentially 2019, 2018. And that is Book Club 2. I don't know why I went to see it. I just felt like I had to because I'd seen Book Club 1 and my video even says I don't know why I went to hate watch this film because I did literally just go to hate watch the film. I did watch to the end, so that's saying a lot because, as I say, there's a couple of things on here that I did walk out of. I didn't feel entirely compelled to walk out of this one, so that's something, but it's just weak and it does not do justice for the people in the film. The people in the film are better than that, and they should have made something which was better than that, and that's all we need to say about that. The second one is a random horror film that I saw as a Scream Unseen at Odeon, which is, I love going to see these screen unseens. I love the whole mystery thing. It goes along with the Disney mystery pins, doesn't it? And this one was Talk to Me. I just felt like so much more would happen in this film. I knew nothing about the film. I think it's probably a remake of a similar story. And God, it was just so rubbish. It was so cheaply made, cheaply written, or remade, rewritten, whatever it was. And to sort of put us through watching that as a Scream Unseen, we've all gone there going, oh, it's going to be a horror, it's going to be good. I think it was just a bit of a cheek, really. Again, there was some fairly well-known actors in this one, and so you have hopes, even though, when I saw it, I didn't know what was coming, but people appeared on the screen. I was like, okay, all right, we'll go with this. But yeah, it wasn't that scary. It just wasn't well written. It wasn't well acted. It wasn't well directed. And I don't know. I think if I'd been on my own, I would have walked out of it, but I was with someone else, so we stayed. That's fine. So let's come to the first one that I walked out of, which was The Meg 2. I really enjoyed The Meg 1, and so I was like, right, okay, we're getting a sequel. We'll go watch The Meg 2. I lined it up. It was one of the first days of the summer holiday. So yeah, so I filled my day accordingly, and I knew I wanted to watch this. Drove to the cinema and made it a priority of my day. And then, yeah, it was rubbish. And I was just not enjoying it. And so I gave up and went to rewatch Barbie again instead because so much better. And I'm really glad that I did that. So that was good. That was good. Then another sort of horror film. Now, I thought that this one was going to be a little bit like a sort of scary movie type of thing where it's a bit spoofy. And this one is The Blackening. So the tagline on it says, "We can't all die first." I think it was a limitless screening, so I chose to go and watch it because I thought it was going to be like a scary movie. It was going to be spoofy, funny, poke fun at itself. But it kind of did that to an extent. And then it just ended up trying to be, or I think trying to be, like a real horror film with the same cliched twists as these horror films had. But yeah, it's like it was trying to be Scream and not trying to be Scary Movie. And I just, again, I'm not the target audience, I don't think. I see what it was trying to do, and I just think that it could have done it so much better, and I didn't like it. And I think that there was a specific reason why I did stay in the cinema. Either I was getting picked up, or I was like killing time for something. There was some reason why I was like, oh well, I'm here now, I'll stay. Yeah, so Strays. Yeah, it was, the trailers made me laugh, and there were some big names who had voiced the dogs, and so I thought, oh yeah. But then they had these like dogs who were just overtly sexualized and were doing things that were just really quite questionable. I found the film really hard to digest. I didn't laugh, even though I laughed at the trailer. I think because I was just so put off by what they had the dogs doing, and that wasn't okay. And so yeah, please don't watch this film. It was not good. Then we have My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3. I think it is. It was just so disappointing. And I went to see it with Mum because we're such fans of Big Fat Greek Wedding, and we enjoyed Big Fat Greek Wedding 2. And then this was just so rubbish. Somebody commented on my video of this one that kind of the mum and the dad were such integral parts of the humour and the heart of 1 and 2, and they weren't in this one. And so they think that that's why that this one just kind of fell short and didn't have any substance to it. And I think that that's a really good point. And so, yes, thank you to that person that made that comment, because I think, yeah, looking back and reflecting on it, that's probably why it just wasn't great. But yeah, no, not one for me. Don't recommend. Then we have the second film that I walked out of, and that is What Happens Later. I spoke to a friend fairly soon after walking out of this one, and they said they stayed and didn't walk out of it, and I didn't miss anything by walking out of the film. They did the hard work, so I didn't have to. And it's really good to know that nothing more happened in the film, because nothing had happened at the start of the film either. Again, see my full review of the good chunk of time that I spent watching this film that isn't very long anyway, and there was basically just me and a couple of other people in the cinema, and we know why now. I'll leave it linked around, but yeah, it was rubbish. It should have been better. Meg Ryan was attached to it. It should have been better. And then we have Priscilla, which again just kind of fell short. I think we've had so many good films about Elvis recently, and this one was trailered so hard. Like every time you went to the cinema, there was a trailer for it. Every time you saw anything else, there was a trailer for it. Even if it wasn't the same genre of film, there was a trailer for it. They were doing press for it, and I get that it was kind of like coming off the back of the writer's strike to an extent, and so that was why there was so much press for it. But I think it could have just been so much better. There was moments where I wanted to know more, I wanted to see more, and I had sort of faith in the fact that it was directed by Sofia Coppola, and kind of, I had high hopes and I was really disappointed, and maybe I should have lowered my expectations before going in, but it just wasn't great, and I did not buy what's his name playing Elvis either, not even a little bit. Then Shazam! Fury of the Gods. I loved the first Shazam film so much. I watched it 3 times in the cinema. I was excited that there was another one coming, and it was just, again, I went in with quite high expectations. It did not meet those expectations. It didn't have the heart that the first film had. It didn't have great special effects. I just didn't love it. And again, I've not seen a lot of people talking about it. And so I'm assuming that it didn't land great with audiences, and that's why we're not seeing a lot of people talking about it. But let me know in the comments about that one. Did you see it? What did you think of it? And then finally, one that I saw fairly early on in the year, and that's What's Love Got to Do with It, which is a rom-com. We've got Lily James, we've got Emma Thompson, you know, we've got some really quite classic rom-com individuals here. And it was fine. I didn't walk out of it, but I definitely wouldn't watch it again. I think that there were some parts where the timing was off. There were some parts that weren't romantic enough, and I wasn't really rooting for it to happen necessarily. And I think that that kind of sums up when a book or a film, you know, doesn't hit the mark for me. I don't enjoy it, is when I haven't got someone that I can root for, whether that's like a villain or a hero, and therefore I don't connect with the characters. I think if I can't connect with the characters and sympathise with them, I can't root for them, and therefore I just can't enjoy the film. And I think that's where this one fell for me. And it's a shame, because I love a rom-com so much, and I just feel like the cinema at the minute just cannot get a rom-com right. Like, please, somebody make a good rom-com, please. I need one. I want there to be a decent rom-com that I want to watch again and again and again, please. So there you have it, my top 10 least favourite films of 2023. Please let me know in comments what made your list. Have you seen anything in 2024 that you feel like has, you know, matched any of the badness of these films? Did any of these make your list? Let me know. As always, make sure you are subscribed and hit that notification bell, because I should be back with some more movie reviews for you very soon, and some bookish content coming your way as well. But yes, I will see you with my next video. Thanks very much for watching.